So first, I'd like to introduce quite a brief introduction about our NGO. This 100% private NGO without the government assistance. And our work is, our missions is 4 pillars. One is SDGs, and also the sustainable energy, and that is SDG 7, and also the biodiversity, that's 14 and 15, and also the climate change, the 13. Because this 100% private NGO, so we do everything by the event. So we have so many events. We have about, start from the first year up to today, we organize about 1,600 events. And personally, I deliver speech more than about 500 speeches in last 10 years. And also the radio, I have a radio show. I have 2 radio shows. So far, we have episodes about more than 1,000 episodes. And total amount of people participating in our program is about 360,000 people, and people from about 70 countries. So before that, the next one I will talk very quick brief about Taiwan, because I think Professor Sachs already understand what Taiwan is about. Taiwan is a very small island, only about 3,600 kilometers square, a population of 23 million. And the GDP last year is about $32,000 per capita. However, we import most of energy. Almost 90% of energy is imported. And also our food self-sufficient rate is very low. We import, by the calorie base, is almost about 68% of the food is imported. And also related to water. Although we have heavy waters rain for every year because of the steep terrain, so we have only about 18% of water we have. So for those numbers, it's easy to understand that the difficult part for Taiwan and the sustainable development is important for this country. So in the past 3 decades, what happened in Taiwan about SDGs and the sustainable development? We can divide by the 3 stages. The first stage is the first decade. The first decade is from 2000 to 2010. At that time, actually, the issue and the agenda of the sustainability and also climate change is not known to most of the people. In the second decade, because of the SDGs and Paris Agreement are signed, then it warmed up and seeds the idea to the people. Then, 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, now the SDGs and the climate change became very popular issue in this country. So right now, ESG now became a trend. So every day you just read the newspaper or watch TV news, you see ESG, sustainability, climate change. So what happened? Why did it change so quickly? The first one is global sustainability trend, SDGs, and also the climate change, because United Nations. So this this global trend affect Taiwan so much. The second is that international trade trends related to carbon tariff, especially start from the CBAM from European Union. They start to by 2026 they are going to start to collect the almost just like the carbon tariff, although it's not called the carbon tariff. It is. Then the next one is government continuously introduces many relevant regulations. For instance, the government has passed the law for the Climate Change Response Act, and also the Renewable Energy Act, and so on. However, the last one is most important. The driving force of the NGOs, the continuous vibrant vitality from the private sector is very strong in this country. So ESG became rules quickly in Taiwan. Because Taiwan, we have about more than 2,000 NGOs dedicated only to SDGs. This according to the government numbers. And we have 44 big corps That is one of the highest in Asia for the B Corps. So many companies and groups and NGOs, they all put effort on to promote, to implement SDGs. So the core element of the promoting sustainable element in Taiwan is that we must follow the Paris Agreement and also the sustainable goals. The most important, it is a transformation. It's a great transformation. For this great transformation, human is the core. So for human is the core only through education. So we can have this transformation to achieve the goals. So first one, we must have the public awareness. The second one, we must have education. The third one, we must have a change of the mindset. Without mindset change, it's almost impossible to have change in work. So last one, we have a change of the behavior. So I started NGO, start on this principle, this idea, to change the mindset of people to have the behavior change. So next one, the key approaches of promoting sustainability in Taiwan. Because NGO is very small group of people and very small, only little resources. So we must find the best way how to attack this problem. So first one, we must have to find the leaders in sustainability. This leader not only means the national president, or the company's president or chairman, or the hospital or the university president, or the leaders in different sectors. This is the leader we are trying to find. We must find the leader, and we can have more followers to do the job. The second one, we must have leading organizations. The leading organizations, because the leader is only one person. They need a big institution to follow. So we try to find a leading institution. The next one, we must have the best practice. We just not only talk about just some theory. We must find the best practice everywhere in different sectors. Then we have a network form. We have a network of all the people, all the institutions and NGOs. So in the last 16 years, we finally developed a seat I call the tennis accelerator. Because time is urgent, we need some acceleration work. So this accelerator works fine for us. So later on, I will talk about how this accelerator is working. This accelerator starts from initiative. The initiative, we must have initiative, then we introduce the guidelines. Because we need some guidelines. It's not that they are just a series, some theory only. We must have done everything very carefully along the guideline, otherwise we make the wrong things. The next one is education. Then has competition. Next competition, we must have a judge system. Because the competition must be fair, impartial. So but we have a judge. So the award. Award is the most important work in this whole accelerator. Because the people need encouragement. People need the encouraging people is the most important, and with some glorious things and to appreciate the work. So award system, later I will talk about this one. And the forum and the workshops. After we have done so many good things, we need some exchange of ideas, share experiences. So we must have forum, we must have workshop. Then we alliance, we must have a good network, put all the NGOs, all the companies all together alliance. Finally, to see is to believe, and to understand what really is going on. So we stage exposition. So exposition, 2 weeks ago we had a very big exposition in Taipei. So this is whole season accelerator. So I will go quickly one by one, then we'll understand what happened in Taiwan. So first of all, for the initiative. So we signed the initiative, signed MOU with the government agencies, with universities, with companies, and with hospitals. For instance, we have the great honor to sign with President Su with Chengkong University. And we also signed the MOU with government agency, for instance, the National Auditing Office. And also we signed with hospitals. In last 3 months, we signed almost 28 hospitals, including the Chang'an Group. So right now, for those hospitals signed with us to start to commit about sustainability, the total beds of the hospital system is more than 10,000 beds. It's quite a big number. So many hospitals, universities, they're all committed to do for future sustainable development work. The next one is that I must introduce so many guidelines, including the indexes from SDGs and also GRI for the corporate, and also for the TCFD for the carbon, and also for the C-band system. To introduce the system for most of our companies and NGOs. So next one, social education is one of the most important, because the transition is not only for company, for hospital, this is for whole nation, for all the people. So in the last 16 years, personally, I have the 2 radio shows every week, non-stop for the last 16 years. So that's for general public. The next one, okay. So for the general public, we have the radio show. Then we must find a real professional to do the job. So we also organize the courses for the professional work. There are 5 days to 12 days, the program, different program, including many, we offer the licenses. For instance, we are licensed for the corporate management system. And we have a certified professional for sustainable finance management. And we also have the certified professional for climate change response management. Then in the next few weeks, we are going to announce a new one, was certified professional for medical management. So right now, we think by the end of this year, we will complete about 4,000 professional workers to do their job for the sustainability. You can see the slope from, we started from 2017. At that time, it never heard of people, we have very difficult to have students participate in our program. Right now, it's very difficult to register in our class, because before the end of last year, we had almost about 1,500 people on the waiting list. So it became very hard course for many professional workers. So then, in order to combine the education and the competition, so we offer the climate change painting competition. This is aimed for primary school and the junior high school. In the last about 14 times we had this kind of competition. Overall students participated with us, more than 65,000. The primary school participated with about more than 700 primary school and about 200 junior high school. So also we have we received from 43 countries students participate in this program. For this competition, every year we pick one focal point. For instance, this year we pick about SDG 11. We talk about sustainable city and infrastructure. It's really amazing to see the students get an idea, think about tomorrow's world, tomorrow's sustainable city. So next one, competition is key in our program. I have 15 competitions in this whole program. The 15 including for companies, for hospitals, for universities. For instance, we have the GCSF Global Corporate Sustainability Award, and we have the Taiwan Sustainable Investor Award. We have many for the corporate and for for society. However, we aim for the primary school and for universities. For the universities, we have the Taiwan in My Eyes program. The Taiwan in My Eyes program is really aimed for the foreign students learning Taiwan, because we have about reach about I don't know exact number right now. We used to have more than 100,000 foreign students studying in Taiwan. So we opened the courses for them and about 1 full week's trip to see Taiwan and to understand what happened in Taiwan for SDGs. And we have the Living Lab Project Awards. We copy from the MIT's project. We're doing this in Taiwan. And the next one, we have the SDGs Academic Paper Awards and the Youth Sustainability Leadership Program. And for the primary school, we have besides the climate change painting competition, we have the school-based curriculum for sustainable development education and Taiwan Sustainability Education Award that's aimed for the primary and junior high school. Then, after this one, you can see that we have 1 day program for some higher level education, 1 full day. That you can pick 1 or 2 or 3 days. So for 1 day program, we train about almost reach about 10,000 professional workers to them. For those 10,000 group join with our program, we also invite them to join with our judge in our competition. So that's very important in driving the competition. Then we like to encourage people and use the positive encouragement to give the honor to them. And because nowadays many people all receive the bad news. However, good news is that if you have done a good job, we give honor and we go forward. And you can create more good programs for sustainability works. So after they complete the competition, we give them an award in order to make them feel really encouraged, inspired, and some glorious. So in each award ceremony, we stage for a huge grandeur scene. For instance, more than 10,000 people attend. 1,000 audience auditorium. We offer them the award, and this award sometimes being handed by the national president, vice president, prime minister altogether. So they feel the honor, and at that time, make sure that the society is really focused on their work, and that means they have more energy to go forward. So you can see that in the last 16 years gradually, start at the beginning, it's very difficult to receive the response from the company or university. We started off the first year only 16 institutions, 16 companies. Year, by the end of last year, the total amount of this year we even more. This year we already reached about more than 700 institutions in company, university, government agencies. 700 is a small number of this, not really, compared to all the companies in Taiwan. However, the total amount of their budget and sales volume or accumulated together is about US dollars 1.2 trillion. That's huge amount of money. To give you some comparison, the total Taiwan's GDP is only 0.6 billion, so almost twice. Of course, GDP is not equal to sales volume. However, just roughly give you the comparison. If you like to know the value of the company, in Taiwan, 76% of the market value is company, listed company. they join with our program. That means it became a national movement for the big companies. They're working hard for SDGs and for ESG. And you can see that the numbers, they are increasing. And this year almost reached about 30% growth. So it's quite interesting. You can learn about the company. They are really working hard. And this one, you can see that besides the commercial companies, for university, medical, hospital, all the government agencies, this year, up to now this year, we have about 63 universities participating in our program. 63, how big is 63? Because total amount of university in Taiwan is 150, so like 40% of university joining with us. And for the healthcare, right now is 42 hospitals joining with us, participating in the program. And for the government agencies, this year reached about 50. And you can see the steep of the growth rate. You can expect in the coming year, more and more companies, hospitals, they are really interested to join with us to do more work with ESG and also the sustainability. So the important is that I just mean that not only just for competition, we try to integrate the ESG and the SDG all together. Then you can start ESG and SDGs really have some impact in the company. For instance, as I just mentioned from the beginning, best practice is most important for other companies to follow. So we have about more than 1,000 best cases to study. So it's good, but you can see how to do the job. And for those awards, you can, for instance, if we have the climate change leadership program, which is about 128 best practice cases. And we also have the social inclusion. Social inclusion, the highest number is about 236 best cases, best practice. And for the circular economy leadership is about 67, and for people development is 146. So we combine the companies' practice joined with SDGs and ESG. It produces a really quick step for implementing ESG to the company's work. Okay, next one, you can see that starting from 3 years ago, we are not only just for company, we are also invite the action project. For every action project, no matter where you came from, company or hospitals, so join with SDGs. So you can see that from SDGs 1 to SDGs 17, you can see that the numbers. For instance, SDG 3 is the most popular one in Taiwan. Why? Because Taiwan is so successful in the medical service. Taiwan's national health insurance is quite famous in the world. So they are not only just for serving the people in Taiwan, they also do some work outside Taiwan. They are 70. And then you see that the number of awards being offered this year, last year is about 43% increase. So every year increase quickly. So combine the company's overall performance in the last page, and this one is for action project. You can see that what happened in Taiwan. So, and right now is after about 16 years, we joined the medical school, or joined the university and also the companies. So we can easily identify which company is really good about sustainability and SDGs. For instance, we have top 10 manufacturing companies for sustainability. We're top 10 sustainability competition award for service company. And we also have top 10 for the foreign companies, the international companies, what are they in Taiwan? And we also have top 10 universities in Taiwan. They are good on ESG plus SDGs. So not only just for the institution, we also care about. We also try to see the cases from the young people. So every year we offer the young people for sustainability award, and that is we can see the last 3 years we pick up our 19 young people. They are really young and active, and they're doing the job not only in Taiwan but outside Taiwan. For instance, this Elaine Yang, she's only 29 years old. She's very young. He already spent 5 years in Africa. And they're doing a research job in the National Taiwan University. In the meantime, they're really doing the work in Africa. But it's really a surprise to us. It's the new generation and the generation. For those people, they are really care about what happened in this earth and we're doing the sustainable works. And besides that, the people, we also have so many good projects and many good stories. For instance, in the middle one is TSMC. I said, everybody knows TSMC is hardworking company. You don't have enough time. Taiwan today we have the problem. We have the very low baby growth rate. And for the TSMC, they're 3 times about the national average. So they really care about the company's employees. And also, for instance, for convenience stores, they are doing some work for the care about the wild animals, eagle. They have a special program, the eagle beans. That is a very good project to serve to natural conservation. And also, for instance, for the AUO, they have a very good company for the zero emission water company. So they have no water pollution. Actually, they have no water they have only water inflow water. They have no outflow water. Therefore, it's very clean and safe the water. And for instance, 7-Eleven, they hire many elderly people. They hire many people, the age is more than 65, and serve the community. So it's a very good story how to share their love to the society. And this one was another example. For instance, TSMC is good enough. The next one is Taiwan Cement Company. Taiwan Cement Company used to be the thing about cement company is dirty, pollution, CO2 emission. They totally changed the idea. They spend so much investment in conservation and also in not only conservation and also the environmental protection, and they develop a new product besides the cement. So next few years, he asked the Taiwan Cement. They said we will not only produce the cement, we will produce the battery for the renewable energy. Then for the Yishan Bank, that's also another beautiful story for this bank. For the people on the Yishan Bank's credit card, for each money you spend through your credit card, they will donate 0.3% about the money you spend to the public goods. One thing is very important. They donate the money to the remote area, schools, library. So far, the small library, they already donate about 174. That's a big number for a one only financial banking company. So that's many stories. I have more than 1,000 basic cases. The story for the people dedicated their life, dedicated the company, dedicated their resource, energy for this sustainability work. So it's really encouraging, it's working. Okay, so observation from the award, from awarded cooperation. First of all, it's easy to understand. The company spend more and more resources in sustainability in SDGs. And the second one, the company have the training program. The training program we also cooperate.